So with the end of the semester coming up, I figured now is a great time to tell you guys about the resources that I used to study as a first-year medical student. I want to thank MEM for sponsoring this video. MEM is an MCAT study resource that I'll talk about in a little bit. So I'm going to break this video down into what I used to learn and what I used to practice. And something that's really important for you guys to know is that my school uses NBME style questions. So I actually use board prep material to study for my exams because our whole focus is studying towards step 1. I absolutely love that my school does board style exams because the whole point of your first 2 years is to do as well as you possibly can on step 1. That way you're not really limited to whatever residencies you want to go for. So to start off, the resources that I use for my first pass is a combination of Boards and Beyond, First Aid, and Anki. Now the reason I want to talk about these together is because they literally work together. Boards and Beyond is amazing. It is literally like the gold standard for boards prep. It is like everything that you could possibly need in a resource because it just goes through everything you have to know for your exams, for your boards especially, and it does it in such a condensed, concise manner. Even though it's a lot of material, it is such an amazing first pass. And then while I'm watching through the boards videos, I'm annotating First Aid, which is basically like the Bible for med students. You guys have probably heard of it. It is like pretty much everything that's in boards is in First Aid, and it's super condensed. Every single time you need to know something, you can just kind of like Control F, because I use the PDF version, or you can just flip to the page and you can find out everything you need to know. And since boards and First Aid work so well together, I just pretty much take my notes in First Aid rather than like annotating the slides for boards, because that way I'm seeing like the same material from 2 different resources that again work very well together. However, Boards and Beyond and First Aid, it's a lot of information really condensed just thrown at you, and so I can't really ever expect myself to remember it after the first pass, which is why I use Anki, or specifically the Anking deck. Anking is a pre-made deck I've talked about in a different video, but basically it's flashcards that go perfectly along with Boards and Beyond and First Aid, and I just unlock the cards as I'm learning that stuff or watching those videos on Boards and Beyond, and that way between now and the exam, or between now and step 1, the cards are rotating, it's easier to remember things, you can like remember little facts easier because the things you don't know come up like every single day, the things you do know will come up later, and so it like kind of beats the forgetting curve, it helps you memorize things, and all in all, Boards and Beyond, First Aid, and Anki just work extremely well together. So that's what I use as my first pass. Now my second pass includes Sketchy and Pathoma. Sketchy you guys have probably heard about. It is an amazing resource for helping visual learners remember different things by using like picture cues and like these little stories that they tell. They'll literally be telling a story about like a bacteria or something, and they'll use like different things, like if it's like, you know, if you can use penicillin to treat it, there'll be like a pencil in the drawing. Or if the bacteria is like catalase positive, there'll be like a cat in the drawing. And so it's a really awesome resource for visual learners who need a way of like kind of like thinking of a way to remember these things and these little details. Sometimes I'll remember like a small detail about like a microbe, and then I'll start to like remember the sketch in my head, and that'll lead to me remembering like other details about it. And so I use Sketchy for micro, and then I use Sketchy for a little bit of farm. We're getting a little bit more heavy in farm right now, so I'm gonna start using a little bit more. And then my next resource is Pathoma, which I have the book right here. Pathoma is basically a very condensed like list and summary of all the pathologies, all the diseases that we have to know. What I really like about Pathoma is that he literally tells you like the high yield things that you need to look out for to like define these different pathologies. A lot of the issue with all these different diseases that we have to learn is that sometimes the symptoms overlap, and so it's really nice is he tells you like this is exactly what you want to look for, or this is the one thing that like separates this disease from this disease. Pretty much everything that he says is high yield, so I absolutely love using Pathoma. So my timeline here is that I use Boards and Beyond, First Aid, and Anki over the first 1 or 2 weeks, and then I used Pathoma and Sketchy towards the end of that, like towards the end of the 2nd week, maybe the 3rd week. And then you guys are probably wondering about my actual class lectures. So those are pre-recorded, they're online, and I can watch them whenever I want. And because our exams are based off board style questions, I use my actual class lectures as like 2nd or 3rd resources. I use them as a way to see like what is gonna be a little bit more important for this exam. So for example, of course in Boards and Beyond, I'm gonna watch all the neurology videos for my neurology block, and there might be like a 20-minute video on multiple sclerosis. But then for my class lecture, there might be like an 1.5-hour lecture dedicated specifically for multiple sclerosis. And so that tells me I need to put more focus into MS and make sure that I know everything about it for my exam. Now, before I move on to telling you guys about the resources I used to practice with, I wanna tell you about the MCAT study tool MEM, who's actually sponsoring this video. MEM is a new MCAT study tool designed and created by 2 99.9 percentile MCAT scoring physicians with several years of experience with tutoring dozens of students to score top MCAT scores. It is one of the best and most effective ways of memorizing content for the science sections of the MCAT. This includes biology, biochemistry, psychology, sociology, chemistry, and physics. MEM is made for anyone studying for the MCAT who wants to increase their comprehension and memorization. MEM combines a lot of evidence-based study methods such as spaced repetition, active recall, and more. They focus on high-yield content, and the creators have done extensive research on what to include and what to exclude. So I'm actually going to take you guys with me right now and show you what MEM looks like. Alright guys, so we're currently on MEM right now, and the first thing that you notice is how clean it looks. What's really awesome about MEM is that it has this built-in schedule, so for anyone who doesn't know where to start, you can either start at the beginning of MEM schedule, or if you want to start at a specific point, you can literally just go to it, click on it, and those will be the sheets that you start doing. Now as you can see, MEM is organized by sheets, so basically you have these different sheets with all the information you need to know, and you're going to review it, you can study it, and then you can actually hide everything and then practice your active recall. So if you want to recall everything that you need to know about osmotic pressure, you can click over here and it pulls up the equation. That way you can test yourself to see if you actually have it memorized or not. Also, if you feel like you need additional supplementation on any of these topics, you can click on this book icon and they actually link you to other resources that you can watch. Overall, I really like how condensed and high yield these sheets are. You literally progress through them, you go over to the next one, go to the next one. It's in a very condensed manner. Once you've reviewed the sheets and you're ready to start unlocking the flashcards, you can go over here to cards. And as you can see, you get actual flashcards on everything you just went over. So let's say that I thought the card was hard, I'm gonna press again, and I'm gonna move on to the next card. As you can see, our card count didn't go down, so that card's actually gonna get rotated back in, and so you'll see it later on. And then as you start doing these cards, you're gonna kind of rotate them into your deck, and then as your cards start to rotate, you're gonna see them in this review stack. And you're just gonna do these cards during your MCAT study period whenever they pop up. Personally, I think this is even useful if you're in the class right now, say organic chemistry or biology. If you actually wanna go through those sheets on MEM, start the cards rotating, and then during your undergrad, you can just have these cards rotating, and that'll probably save you a lot of having to review when you actually get to your MCAT studying period. You can track your overall progress and how many cards you've done and how many cards you have left in this area over here. Or say there's a specific topic you want to look up or cards you want to unlock, you can literally type it in here and you can see thermodynamics. Say we want to review the zeroth law. You can go straight to the sheet, do the cards, and learn it that way. Overall, I think this is a great MCAT study resource. I think it's awesome for people who want to start doing content review, but don't know where to start or are afraid that they're going to spend too long doing content review. Again, you can just review the high yield stuff, do the cards, and just make sure that you're doing the cards while you're reviewing or even while you're doing practice questions. So if you're planning on studying for the MCAT, make sure to go check out MEM at mem.io. In fact, starting today, November 27th until next Friday, December 4th, they're having a Black Friday sale where you can get 40% off of your subscription using the coupon code Sean. And even after December 4th, you can still get 20% off of your subscription using the coupon code Sean. Thank you so much again to MEM for sponsoring this video. And so up next, I'm going to tell you guys about the resources that I use to practice. Now, practice questions are like one of the most important things that you can do when studying. Even if you feel like you don't know enough to do practice questions, it's always better just to get started because you're going to remember the things that you get wrong. So since my exams use board style questions, I use board's resources to practice. This includes Amboss, Kaplan, Lecturio, and Osmosis. So when it comes to these resources, I typically start with Osmosis and I kind of just use it even while I'm learning, while I'm still watching lectures, as a way of just getting early exposure to practice questions. I think that their questions are a little bit easier, especially compared to Amboss. And then the week before the exam, I move over to Amboss, which is actually a very difficult practice question resource in my opinion. A lot of my classmates also agree that Amboss is a pretty difficult resource, which is why we use it a week before the exam. That way we're not judging how we're going to do on the exam just based on how we do on Amboss. We use it again as a learning resource because that's what practice questions are for. And then the weekend before the exam, or even the week of the exam, I start going through Kaplan, which is the most similar so far to what my actual exams are like. The way that my classmates and I perform on Kaplan is typically the way that we perform on our exams. And lately I've been trying out Lecturio to see how I like their practice questions, and I'm actually planning on talking about them a little bit more in an upcoming video. And so just to summarize all the resources that I talked about, and kind of what the timeline looks like between the start of the block and my exam, basically I immediately start with Boards and Beyond, First Aid, and Anki. I try to get through all the videos and unlock all the Anki cards, probably within a week to 2 weeks of when the block starts. And then at the end of the second week when I finish boards, that's when I go through Pathoma and Sketchy. During that time, I'll sprinkle in a little bit of Osmosis questions just to kind of get an exposure to how these things can be asked on the exams. And then during the third week, I'll go through Amboss questions and also sprinkle in my actual class lectures. And then the week leading up to the exam, I'm doing Kaplan practice questions and then also reviewing things that I'm having a difficult time with or things that I just think are particularly high yield. And that's it. That's all my study resources. I know it sounds like a lot, but so far it's given me a lot of structure on my progression throughout the block. It makes me feel like I'm actually learning, and I like that I get multiple passes on the content because I'm not the kind of person that typically remembers things after like the first time that they hear it. I typically need a few tries. Again, I'm a first year medical student. I'm just finishing my first semester, so like these resources like might change like over the next like year or so, especially because I'll be kind of going towards step one. I might find different resources. I might find that like what I'm doing right now just isn't as time efficient as I need it to be, or that I'm learning better just off using a certain resource. I don't know, we're gonna see, and if that happens, I'll just make updated videos. But I wanna thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you again to Mem for sponsoring this video. If you guys have any questions, make sure to comment below, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.